Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow travelers. Obelix here, coming at you today from FTB Revelation. How y'all doing today? So last time, guys, now, y'all didn't think I'd leave that old jank system set up, did you? Nah, come on now, y'all know me. That was just little funsies. It works. It works. It definitely works. I want to show you one way to do it, but this is another way. So what I've got here, took down the refined storage controller and all that gizmo garbage, with the exception of our deconstructor, which still has our Fortune 3 upgrade and 3-speed upgrades. I replaced all that garbo with something a little bit more automated, though not exactly. But if we pipe from our machines downstairs all the way up into that crate, it would be automated. Now this is a block placer from Project Red Expansion. There's actually quite a few block placers in the pack, but I like this one. It's a little bit different. So I, like using different things, of course. So we've got that, and we've just got some conduits feeding out from the crates, and basically these just loop into each other. So this one pulls out of this one, pushes into that one, pulls out of this one, pushes into that one, pulls out of this one, pushes into this block placer, which you can see holds 9 slots as well. And it's going to take any block that's in here and shove it in front of itself based off a redstone signal. So we've got this little timer right here from Forge Multipart, CBE, words in my mouth. And of course I've got a lever here so I can shut it up because it's a little bit loud, just saying. These are really fun to build because you actually build the circuit, which is really neat for those interested in that kind of thing. And you can set it. Now on a server it seems to be at about 0.45, 0.5 is very friendly to the server, doesn't create much lag, and drops blocks as quickly as it can. If it ever places a block here in this slot and then places a block above it, you got it too fast. Just slow it down a little bit and you'll be fine. So you sit there and run it. You see it is this guy is placing the ore down here based off that redstone clock. The deconstructor is fortuning the ore and sucking it into itself, and we're getting all the goodies. So it is pretty darn cool. Now today, guys, we're going to shut that down. I'm just not even going to listen to that all night. So today, guys, I want to work on a new mod that we haven't done anything with yet in this series, but we need to get started in. So we're going to say hello to a mod called Embers, and technically it's Embers Rekindled. So we're going to open up the Ancient Codex, which is this guy right here, and if I click the right button and actually open it, you see it's a weird looking book that makes funny sounds. You want to start up here at the top and then follow the wavy lines. So it tells you kind of start over here, and this is going to teach you about ores and the hammer, the atmospheric gauge, dials, the lens, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to skip a few and go up here to the Ember Bore. Now this is the machine that collects a crystalline substance called Ember. Now Ember is the fuel that powers everything in this mod, with the exception of the Ember Bore, which for whatever reason is powered by coal. So you need coal to power the Ember Bore, you need the Ember Bore to get Ember, then you use the Ember to power everything else. I didn't write the thing, that's just the way it is. So we need an Ember Bore. So if we read this guy, blah, 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 bore. So it does have to be placed down at bedrock, and the blades must be touching the bedrock in order for it to do its thing. So let us see about getting one of them there bores. Bower. An Ember Bower. So we're going to need some stairs. These Chimonite stairs. Now to get the Chimonite stairs, we need some Carbonite bricks. To get some Carbonite bricks, we need some Carbonite bricks. Isn't that an interesting kerfluffle? To get the Carbonite bricks, we need some Carbonite blend. Oh, in a tangled wabbit hole we weave. So, Carbonite blend is clay and sand, which we now have tons of. So, you'll see nothing. There we go. So we got tons of Carbonite blend, and we now have armor, which is even better. So if we come up here and we look and we look and we look, we see that we want to cook this stuff in whatever cookerator you got. So I think we will lose our place, and then we will go out here. I have no idea if this even works in here. Let's try it. Will it? Oh, look at that. You go, boy. And it's just going to cook all this at one time, which is awesome. Because remember, it goes plumb all the way up to the sky up there. Oh, they've been doing some work over there. Yeah. I ain't even going to show y'all that yet. It's pretty cool, though. Get the towers working. Progress. All right, y'all need to cook. While that's cooking, let's get on to getting. See if there's anything else we can get done. So, ember board, we're going to need some iron, some copper. We got all that. Mechanical core. That means we need lead plates. Can we do lead plates? I click on the wrong thing. Why y'all let me click on the wrong thing? I blame y'all. It's all y'all's fault. Lead plates. Do I have this hammer? I do. Oh my goodness, did I do 64? Oh, that might have been an accident. No, it wasn't. It's fine. So we do need a compass. And mechanical core. And that is basically everything but the stars. Why am I going the wrong direction? Go the right direction, Obelix. What's wrong with your brain? Got the brain worms. Come on, cook your little heart out. And there we go. Carbonite bricks in large quantity. Take you all over here like so. That is not a door. Generally, you go into buildings through doors. That works better most of the time. And we're gonna take some. We're gonna take a full stack of these bad boys. And we're gonna go. Whoop. That was not even what I was intending to do. So let's just get rid of you and y'all, and you, and you. There we go. Boom. Then we're gonna go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That gives us 8. Phantasmo. Now, bippity boppity boo. There we go. So we can just put all that in there like it never happened. So if I lay this bad boy down, boom, you see it gets big. And it's actually bigger than this. You don't even see the rest because it's underground. So if I take this and do that, and then I put it on top of there, whammo, you see even more. You see these blades? This is what it's talking about need to be hitting bedrock. So this is this guy. Now, we take you. Because we go into our weird little thingamabobber. We say the Ember Bore's excavation yields several curious glowing crystals. These crystals come in several sizes. The larger Ember crystal and the smaller Ember shard. These crystals are clear evidence that the power of the core of the world both exists and can be indirectly tapped. Through the immolation of these crystals, you believe you may be able to activate the power within them from or for other use. Words, mouth, go. So, yeah, basically, bore good, does good things, have a nice day. Yeah, I'll paraphrase. Let's see. We need some hoppers and other item transporters must be used to extract and insert fuel and crystals from the boar. So we're gonna need to get one of these here diddly doos, because this little diddly do is gonna tell us where the ember is. So atmospheric, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And if we look at it, we see it is at a certain... Oh, we see it's actually quite full in the area we're in. It's like actually like redonko full. I wonder if we go over here if it gets any less. I'm wondering if they fiddled with the configs so that it just is like, oh yeah, see, yeah, it's lower and down. Normally it's actually really hard to find an area that much enriched in ember, but boy howdy, our home is loaded, which is awesome. Now ember is not something you can see. It actually lives in or below the bedrock. So you have to use this little gauge to tell you where all the goodness is. So we need to make a few other things. Take this off, and I need to make, what deck is it called? It didn't tell me. Is it a machine accessory? Mechanical core. No. Was it a core? I think it's a core. Let's see if our little diddly-do here is going to tell us. One thing about this mod, it is the documentation is not standard. And that actually makes it, in my opinion, overly complicated. To the point that I don't think a lot of people play it and use it because it's kind of annoying to use this book in this way. I think more people would play with it because it's actually a really cool mod. But I think more people would play with it if the book were a little more descriptive. The other thing is the mod author didn't want any interfaces on his machine, so there's no interfaces at all. You know, everything just happens kind of in the background, and I think that puts off a lot of people too. I get he wanted to go that direction, and he, felt it a challenge and wanted to do it, and I think that's all cool and good. But at the end of the day, if people aren't playing with it, then it wasn't a success. And I do think a lot of people avoid this mod because of those two reasons. But it is a cool mod, and it does some cool things. So, mechanical access machines, such as the Ember Boar. Hey, that's what we're working on. And our Ore Hearth Coil are a bit large, you think? As such, they only have one port with which to interface. Now that's just a stupid sentence. I'm sorry. The machine is large, as such it only has one port. If the machine is large, it would make sense that it has a lot more than one port. So your sentence is squirrely there, dude. Fix it. Anyway, moving on. Using the mechanical core and machine accessor, however, you can extend this port. The mechanical core will act as a proxy to the inventory, fluid storage, or ember storage of a large machine it touches, while machine accessors can attach to the mechanical core and provide a more extended interface. So I think we only need to build the mechanical core. mechanical core. That's the bore. Mechanical core. So let's make another one of these. Got it. So we'll take that. And we're going to need some... that's a fluid pipe. We don't need fluid pipes. We need item pipes. Where be the item pipes? Don't be hiding from me now. Item pipes. Holy cripes, we need a lot of that. Fair enough. We actually don't need that much because we're not going to do that much with it. Item extractor. Now for this, we need a chimonite plate, which means we need a raw chimonite plate, which means we need 2 chimonite blends, which means we need some more chimonite. Boom. There we go. So that'll get us 64 of these little platerinos. So let's just take these up here. Whoop. Too high, right there. And let's cookificate. This will cook 3 at a time, so that'll make it a little quicker. And it's just going to suck them back into our system, which is baller. Baller! So, what were we trying to make? Pipes. No, we made pipes. We're trying to make extractors. Yes. These are things. We need 2 of those. Excelente. Then we need some lever levers. And we need some crates. I need one of these will be fine. And then let's actually come down here and do crate. We'll make another one of these to collect all the ember. We'll make one of them's like it is so. And I want to take this guy here and I want to just plunk him down, and I want to go coal, and we got boatloads of it, so I just want to load him up with coal like so. Coal. Am I the only one that has Bruno Mars's The Lazy Song stuck in his head? I swear that thing is stuck in my head tonight and I cannot get it out. I'm not a huge Bruno Mars fan, let's be fair, but man, that is a catchy song. And kind of a life motto? No, we ain't gonna say that. Get up, up. What am I doing? Now, I just told y'all this thing had to be put at the bedrock, and I'm climbing up in the world away from the bedrock. Why y'all let me act stupid like that? There. Y'all gotta keep me in check now. Y'all know I'm a crazy fool. Alright, so I think I will... I think we need to raise the roof a little bit, because remember, this is kind of a big machine. Let's just do that so we can do this. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. So let me get this roof raised up a little bit, and then I'll bring y'all back when we have some working space. I'm not going to do the whole bloody thing by any means. I'm just going to do a little bit in here to make it a little easier to work with the machine. We've got some headroom up in here. Alright guys, so I've been wandering around looking for the best spot of ember around here. And I found that up here on this hill is about the best we're gonna get in this area anyway, and it's pretty darn good. will say this thing does not really register all that great because it was much higher a minute ago in this exact same area. So it's definitely a little squirrely in its reading. It was super high right in here, so I actually came in here and just dug a 2-wide hole all the way down to bedrock, and it was, like I said, it was pretty darn high a minute ago, and all of a sudden it's not high. I don't know what's going on here. But then I mined from that hole I dug all the way back into our base, so I could get over there. But like I said, now it's not high over here anymore. I don't know what the heck's going on. It does seem a little bit squirrely. Like, see, now it's raising over here. I dug out at bedrock over here and it wasn't reading high. So remember when we first came out, this area was reading super high. And see how it's not reading as high as it was a minute ago? You know, but it ain't bad. But yeah, I don't get what's going on. Sometimes an area reads high and sometimes it doesn't. That's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to read high until you suck all the ember out of it. So if we go down here to the bedrock, see, I started digging all this out and I was like, wait a minute, why is my thingy not reading very high? You know, after I dug all this out here, which is where it should have been really, really high, and then I kind of started just wandering around and going, well, maybe it's a little farther over. You know, you see it's now sitting high, but before it was sitting way down at the bottom. And, you know, the needle wasn't hardly moving at all. So, like I said, I dug out, you know, started wandering around, found a super high area over here, and dug straight down, and then just kind of mined my way back to the base. Man, God, there's a lot of lava down here. Holy cripes. Look at this lava lake. I had to cross under all of this. This is huge, massive lava lake. That's why I have all these little ducks and turns. And look, in stone. Yeah, this is naturally spawning. I don't know what's going on there. There must be a beehive or something up there. You cannot go this way at all. Nothing but lava everywhere you turn. All these funky stones that are sticking out, there's lava behind them. So I came over here. Here's our hole, but now you see the ember's really low. Well, it was 3/4 of the way full when I came down here. So I don't know what's going on. I guess we'll go back to where it was high the first time, because it was high the first time, and it's high again the second time, or the third time, even though it wasn't high the second time. Whatever. Whatever. We gonna make it work one way or the other. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna plop it down and we're just gonna deal with it. And that's all there is to that. So I want to get that off my hotbar. I want to plop me down, make sure we're in a good little spot here, good enough. Plop me down a stone, just because, now I could place it right down on the bedrock, and that would be fine. But I like to see it doing its thing, so I like to pop it one higher than the bedrock, just so I can see the blades. Come on now, you're not supposed to tear that up like that. I should be able to... Yeah, that won't let me do that. Oh, you know what? I forgot I had the 3-wide in there. Let's take the 3-wide out, and that should take care of that problem. Maybe. Good enough. Good enough. And haha. Not gonna get that stone back. Nope, that stone's there forever, or 5 minutes, whatever works. So we got the board laid down. Now we're going to take the mechanical core and we're going to drop that down right there, bam, like so. Now we can pipe in and out of that thing. Remember when the book was talking about you only got one little hole, and that's it right there. So we're going to pop that on, and now we have 5 holes. So we got one on each side plus the one on the top we can deal with. Now we've got our crate full of coal, and we will put it 2 blocks away. So this is 1 block, This is 2 blocks, so we're going to put it right here at the right level. Like so. And we don't need those anymore. And we're going to take our peep and our item extractors. We're going to put an item extractor on the device we want to extract the items from. Hey, doesn't that make sense? And then we're going to pop an item pipe on that into the device we want to push the items to. Then on the other side, we want to put an item extractor on here because we want to pull items out of there. And we want to put pipe, and then we wish to put crate. And this will be where the ember goes out to. So you see the item extractors on the side you want to pull from. So we want to pull this coal and put it into here. Then we want to pull the ember from here out of here, which is why we have the item extractor over there. Now to make these item extractors work, you need lever levers. Pop that on, turn it on. Now that item extractor is working. So any ember in here is going to get sucked into here. And any coal will now get sucked into there. And he will make a loud noise, start turning, start steaming. Steam is new. That's cool. And we see him grinding away. And we'll start to see ember flow into here fairly slowly. My God, that's loud. We're going to come over here where it's not so loud. The steam is new. I like the steam. I'm down with the steam. We'll take that off our hotbar so we don't have to look at it anymore. Now again, the higher the ember in the area, the more ember it can harvest. That is a cool looking machine. I would like to see it get some. You can see it already drew in an entire stack of coal. And that's coal blocks, mind you. And a few extra. So the cable, or the pipe, I'm sorry, I gotta move over here so you guys can hear me. Let's blocks down a little bit. There we go. Okay, the cable, or the pipe itself, will hold some of the coal, and then the mechanical core will hold some coal as well, which is why you see more than a stack missing out of our crate. Hey, we found our first ember shard. This is the small one. There'll be larger ones too. And remember, this is going to be the fuel for this ember system. So we're going to let this guy sit here and chew and eat and do his little thing. And hopefully, in our next video, we'll check up on him and see if he's extracted a whole crate full of ember. Hopefully this will be, packed to the gills. We may have to come back and reload some more coal. But that should run for a while as such. Oof, so loud. Get this out of my way. Get out of my way. Ran out of power when I was digging. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on with this thing and why it's acting so squirrely. But it most definitely... See how much fuller it is now than it was even a minute ago? It makes no sense. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we are definitely in an area with ember. We are extracting it. We're up to 3. It's doing its thing. So in the next episode, we will dig along further with embers. But I do think that is all the time I got for this episode. It did take longer than expected because of all the digging and searching I had to do because of the weirdness of the going on with the atmospheric gauge. And we have a slime above our head, apparently. A little bit squirrely in this pack. Now, I haven't seen that happen before in other packs, so this is the first time I've seen that happen. I don't know if it's something specific to this pack or if it's been maybe something with a recent update, to embers. It's been a while since I've played with it. Like I said, the little steam here on the pipe didn't used to do that, so it's definitely a newer version than I was playing with before. And this isn't even actually embers. This is, what is it? Embers rekindled, so that may be the difference there. I'm not real sure. I'll have to read up on it. But I do think that's all for this episode. I sure do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me as you look in the back of my head. And until next time, you guys get out there and make some noise. See ya.